What's going on? It's CVV, Chris Van Vliet, and right now you're listening to Conrad Cushman and everything pro wrestling.
This show, this review will be dedicated to the memory of Terry Funk, Ray Wyatt, and Jay Briscoe. I thought that this all-in show was incredible. We're going to get into it and talk more so about it here in a moment. But I wanted people to understand that without these wrestlers, there wouldn't be a show like this. Like I wouldn't be able to do a YouTube show. So without you guys, ain't no show. I appreciate you. I appreciate the wrestlers who have come before us. It's been a really rough week for the wrestling community talking about this, dealing with this. And today, this was one of the perfect shows, I thought, to get people's minds off of everything. And there's a lot to talk about with this show, from activities and whatever else was going on with this. So be sure that you guys show love, hit the like, comment, say whatever you guys want in the chat. We're going to try and get to it and talk with everyone that we can. I say all that to say we're going to hit that intro and we're going to talk AEW All In, because I think that this show was historic for many reasons, and we're going to get into why. Let's get it.
Everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
And everybody, welcome to your AEW All-In review, the biggest event in wrestling history, as you see it written twice above my head here. I thank everybody for getting in on the stream, coming in, showing some love. What a show is right, BJ. I just said the exact same thing. Lots to get into when it comes to this. I don't know. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin with all of this, but I guess we should start at the beginning. I'm going to put this up for that reason. All In started because of something that was happening with the Elite at the time, and it was fairly interesting, right? It was Dave Meltzer saying that an independent show could not fill a 10,000 seat arena at that time. Well, they took him up on the challenge and they showed their backsides. The Elite said, all right, we doubled down on that bet. We can do this. And in that moment, it was a pretty cool thing, I thought. Like, yo, these guys are really about to go out here and put on a show. And I just remember being there. I remember where I was at. I remember the historic feeling that came with it. Very proud of what happened with All In. And All In went away for a while. It was owned by Ring of Honor. And then the day came where Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor. And it helped with some of the matches tonight. It led to Tony Khan then working with the Elite. That All-In show is very crucial to AEW. It is crucial to the Elite. And it is crucial to many wrestlers, including MJF, who is behind me on this graphic. MJF was in the opening match of All In, and on this show, he is in the main event as the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know if people understand the significance of that, but that is huge on this card. Tony Khan took a gamble and went to Wembley, one of the biggest, most historic arenas in wrestling. People love SummerSlam 1992. I am one of them. I begged my parents one time to order me the VHS of it. I even had it all cut out, the order form filled out for it, and I never got it because it was too expensive at the time. I get it. But that arena holds a piece of my childhood in it. When I hear Wembley, I always think SummerSlam 92, and now I'm going to think of All In. They did a tremendous job tonight, in my opinion. Tremendous job. Just unbelievable with everything going on. I want to get to the comments. I'm going to read off what everybody's saying. Really fun, man. Thank you all for being in here. If you're in here, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have thoughts, I want to hear them in the chat, wrestling fans. Please do. First one that was in here was the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Derek's not here. I want you all to give Derek hell. We were supposed to do our match today. This is a forfeit at this point, right? Can someone tell me that this is not a forfeit? We're blaming Derek for all of this. Pro Wrestling Shoot said, hello, everyone. Straight 10 out of 10 show. 20 stars in the Tokyo Dome. 1 million thumbs up. 10 stuffed crust pizzas from Pizza Hut. I need BJ to co-sign this if this is true. Shout out to my friends at the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Make sure you show them some love. They're doing great stuff over there, by the way. Shorts building up. These guys are about to catch right up to me with the subscriber count. So I got to show love to Jesse James and the whole crew at the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Juke Ellington, my guy. Juke, always got to show some love to him. Great gaming channel as well. Thank you, Juke. He said, I'm ready. B-Boy Skyline coming in here, spoiling match results. But yes, I am rocking the CMFTR shirt. Also, Tony Khan with deep pockets tonight for the music. As the Pro Wrestling Shoot always says, Tony Khan, them pockets run deep. The pockets run deep. Terrell 317, what up, Terrell? One of the favorites in the chat. All in gets an A-. Woo! Getting into it. Congratulations to AEW breaking the Wembley attendance record. People, that is big. They broke all of the records, including Serena Williams matches. Wow. BJ said, what a show, what a show. LeGoat, you're in a live one. What's good, buddy? Thank you. He said, yo. Deanna, start the start. What's good, Deanna? Ace, thank you for modding the chat. Anyone who is a mod in the chat, thank you. What up, Conrad in chat? Appreciate you. Also, all in, yes, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about them coming back. There's a comeback date already for this. Rob says AEW may have facts and receipts, but Dwayne The Rock Johnson told us in 2016 that WrestleMania 32 had an attendance of 101,763 in AT&T Stadium. What reason would he have to lie to us? Gotta show love. Pro Wrestling Shoot asking for that young invite here. Yeah, hold on. I can send that to you. Hopefully my Facebook doesn't go off making those noises. But you know what? We're live, pal. There's no Derek here. I'll add someone in here if they got something to say. And it sounds like you have some stuff to say for this one. So let's see here. Let's see if we can get you in here for a second. I'm sending that right now to you, bud. All right. Let's see. That's sent in. Jesse will join us momentarily, hopefully. I was a big doubter, but they showed out, Deanna said. Adam Cole and MJF walked out of, yes. Ace, appreciate you, man. We're going to get into it. Rob said also Collision. Y'all, don't start that. You had to go. They had to go to that show. Collision in Korea had 190,000 people on night 2. Catch up, Tony. Here we go. I co-signed the Pro Wrestler Shoot stuffed crust pizza for party for everybody. And it ain't a book it party either. Renegade L2K. What's good? David Spada. What do you think was the best match of the night? That's really tough to say for me. That's tough. David, ask me at the end, man. I'm going to look over everything and we'll get into some of that. Lots to think about with this. Sting came in as TNA Joker. Yeah, dude, we're talking about it. Media scrum. Matt Lopez and the homies, they all know if you got them young media scrum notes, pass them on over. So we could do that. Big time. Appreciate you guys. I am just checking the Twitters for if anything else has been going down in the fine world of pro wrestling. And let me see here. I am just shipping off this link here. You know what? Where's Matty Lowe? Is he in here? Derek, sorry. Softball, I did forfeit. CJ won't let me use Malachi Black. Nah, Derek losing, bro. Derek's supposed to be here. Don't let him use that now. Don't let him use that now. I want my W. For this. Let's see here. People waiting on the media scrum. Sick. What's good, brother? What is good, man? I appreciate you coming in here. Pro Wrestler Shoot. Look like you're ready to go. He's got the hat on.
What's good?
What's good, brother? Welcome to the show, man.
Man, I didn't think I was going to be able to make it on, but you know what? You've helped me out so much. It's my little sister's birthday party I called up the moms and I was like, yo, I gotta hop in here with Conrad real quick. I'm gonna be late. So
Nah, listen, don't make me the heel. All
no,
right?
no, you're good. You're good, man. You're good. You're always there to help me out, man. I wanted to come in here, Derek leaving you high and dry like always. So it's all good, brother.
See, Derek, no excuses, bro. And you can't use Malachi Black if we do this match, bro. Malachi's banned, I think. Them kicks are lethal.
Yeah. Malachi is way OP in that game.
Facts. BJ said he's got the media scrum up in the background. We're going to be talking about a lot of this. Jesse's in here. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's talk about All In. We had 0 hour. This started an hour earlier. AEW. I'm not going to have many criticism tonight, but I'm going to come with this one first. You have to tell people the start and stop times of this. Me and Jesse were in a group chat. The confusion was like, yo, is this show on now? Because I didn't think it was on now, and I was confused. Jesse's like, what time does this actually start? You start messing with people's heads when you do that stuff. So know what you're doing before you do it.
Bro, woke up at 7 a.m. on my sleep-in day. Sunday's my sleep-in day. Woke up at 7 a.m., and I was like, all right, let's get it going. I had some stuff to do, so I was going to put it off until this pay-per-view was over. When I found out that it started at 9 a.m., I think it was 9 a.m., the 0 hour, I was like, man, I got some time to kill. So, but yeah, the confusion was real at the beginning of this.
It was real, man. I just didn't know what they were doing. We did have ourselves 2 big matches on the pre-show. Here we go. I'm going to pull up my notes here as well. Let's get into the first match. It was for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, Aussie Open versus MJF and Adam Cole. I was trying to tell people in the upcoming weeks, it spells disaster when you just win the belts and they're jamming in all these title defenses really quick. Like, yeah, we beat the Hardys. Yeah, we beat them. And I'm like, this doesn't look well for them. But I still took Aussie Open foolishly. And I started off this show 0-1 because Adam Cole and MJF win the belts. We were talking about this one. Jesse heard me laugh with that kangaroo kick. What was that?
I loved it, man. I'm all about this whole storyline with Adam Cole and MJF. This is cinema, man. This is probably one of the best things that AEW is doing at the time, and they're completely over, man. I love that plug later on in the night too for that main event. We'll get into it later, but that plug from Excalibur was perfect.
Right, and I skipped something too in this, but we had the recap of feuds on 0 hour. We had a contract signing with Hobbs and Miro. The people were all about Miro in that segment, and that was fine. And then Double J and his crew came down, ran down the crowd. Perfect place for them. It was just this one's for James. And then Paul White, Anthony Ogogo, and Grado come out. And they just saved the day. That was it. Simple, plain and simple. And now I'm going to come back to this match. We saw a kangaroo kick. The double clothesline Aussie Open missed, cost them the belts, and they lose to the double clothesline. I just couldn't believe that they did that. Like, it just happened like that. The people went nuts for it.
I did not see MJF and Adam Cole winning this, but, as the pay-per-view rolled on, it really made sense why they did it. But at the beginning, I was shocked because I didn't see him winning. I thought we were going to see a turn at the beginning, and we didn't get that, man. So kudos to AEW, man, for always keeping us on our toes.
Yep, double clothesline. Then they faced off, telling you main event still happening later. Very well done. Lots of shades of SummerSlam 92 in this too. Like, who's going to turn? Is someone going to do something? It's the Warrior Savage thing with Flair will be in someone's corner, but whose corner is it? I thought it was very well done what they did here.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. It's a great way to open up 0 hour. I don't think I've ever enjoyed a 0 hour match personally. Like, I just don't like the pre-show matches. They're just kind of there just to kind of pump the crowd up, getting them ready for the main card. But dude, this hit good.
Right. Clay loves pro wrestling. Welcome to the chat, brother. Thank you so much for joining us. Derek said, don't do me like that, y'all. Six definitely a gold. What is in the Olympics? Gold medal instigator. He said, I say, let him use it if you about that life. I'm not about that life. And I'm not about to just lay down and say, nah, this is okay. It's not okay. It's not happening. E said, E wants his receipts. What I say, AEW pay-per-views look and then they deliver. Let me see here. Grado put some respect on Grado's name. 6 said he wasn't about to order it, but a friend came and offered to pay. Can't say no to that. You gotta. Terrell said, Conrad, me and my family have a theory. WrestleMania anniversary will be in Philly instead of next year, the traditional NYC. We believe AEW will be hosting. Well, that tradition got broken at WrestleMania 30, brother. Glad I didn't see the pre-show. Keep Paul White off my television. You know what? We do it for all of the other ones, right? I gotta pull it up just one time for you. Just one time, Sick. It's got to go down. You need to respect Paul White. He's a legend in this business.
Well,
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Dustin, what's good? This was a great 0 hour. I'm not an instigator. I'm a hater. Big difference. They're close, though. It's close. Arthur Ashe is where it's at. Look at he trying to get them tickets for Grand Slam. Someone needs to, because them joints were just staying there for a minute. Mercedes Moné shown in the crowd. We talked about this too. According to Fightful Select, it sounds like she's open to working with AEW. One source making it sound like it's already possibly in the works.
Sounds good to me, man. I was hoping that she was going to get involved in one of the matches tonight, but I'm glad, dude. I'm happy for her. I think that AEW is where she needs to be. And I seen those tweets online that were cracking me up. Like, tell me Tony Khan didn't do this woman dirty by putting her up in the nosebleeds, man. Come on.
That might have just been let's put you on TV. Let's get some pops from it. And let's see how the fans react. Like, let's get a temperature test on what we should have you do right away. That's what I would call those temperature checks. Ramit. Well, it's good. If I'm saying your name wrong, please correct me. Outcast. Yeah, we'll talk about the Outcast momentarily. There's gonna be a lot of sadness tonight for that. Isn't she still hurt? That I believe so. I haven't heard that she's been cleared yet. E said MSG is a ghetto slum in everybody's mind, but Vince and it's too small for a Mania. Yeah, they're not coming back to MSG anymore, and it's too expensive to go up in there. Let's talk about this match, and there's going to be some follow-up with this. I'm going to try and keep this short. Jack Perry and Hook. I didn't get a good graphic because they announced this match last night. So Jack Perry drives up in a nice vehicle. I don't even know what it was. And Jack Perry gets out, and they do some spots on the car, and he says, "The glass is real." Okay. That is a shot at the CM Punk stories you've heard us talk about on Clash of the Podcast, live every Monday at 6:05, including tomorrow, 52-week episode. So make sure you guys are there for the 1-year anniversary. Jack Perry yells about the glass is real and said, "Cry me a river." Remember that line. Brainbust on the limo. We saw Rolling Thunder on the limo. Fisherman suplex through the glass. They get cut up, cuts on the back and arm. Jesse immediately gets up. Hook delivers.
That glass is real, man.
Jack Perry says he's going to hit a Van Terminator, then he doesn't to get some heat. Red Rum, you know what that spells backwards, gets locked in. 2-time FTW champ Hook. Right? That was the right thing to do.
100%. Let's hear it, Jesse, Conrad. Come on. Let's hear it.
You want to get into the meat and potatoes of this subject?
Yes,
what we were talking about for half the show?
Come on, man.
According to Fightful Select, I have the quotes here. According to Fightful Select, one side of the story is that there was an altercation with Jack Perry and CM Punk backstage. CM Punk is in the opening match of the main show here. And it says that Jack Perry approached Punk backstage and stepped into his face and bumped CM Punk. Punk was then said to have pushed Perry, and Perry allegedly came at Punk and got punched and choked. All right. And then CM Punk was still backstage at Wembley, according to PW Insider, and Jack Perry was ordered to leave and is no longer at the stadium. Wow.
Miro went on to tweet that none of that was true. So I don't really know what to feel about that, but I don't know which part he was saying wasn't true. Was it the whole
If you trust Sean Ross Sapp, he gets multiple people, though, to confirm before he says, like, okay, I'm going to post this.
I don't know, man. I find it terrible that during the greatest event in AEW history, we're posting backstage crap while Sean Ross Sapp is sitting in the audience in attendance to watch this show. He is now looking at his phone and posting dirt to make this show look even worse, and I don't know what we have become as a wrestling community as of late, but this is part of the problem, right? Like maybe this should have been brought up after the event, but during the event, while this was going on, at this point, it's just for clicks, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I think BJ once gave me statistics on when there is drama in AEW, people click. The through rate is way higher than talking about the good stuff in AEW. That might be a problem with society or people. I don't know. But I'm like, that's weird that people love the drama and they'll click and talk about that way more.
I think it has
putting on a good show.
I think it has a lot to do with how divided wrestling fans are today when it comes to either WWE fans, AEW fans. Now we have divided AEW fans, right? Between CM Punk's crowd and the Elite's crowd. Personally, I thought everybody tonight put on a phenomenal performance. I'm just going to go on and say that. Even Jungle Boy, like I liked his match too with Hook. It was amazing. But the comments about the glass being real and then he cut himself, I mean, that's just karma slapping you in the face right off the bat.
Yeah.
So
right after the first move, right? Yeah. Matt Lopez was good. So I'm sure someone's going to ask Tony Khan about this in the media scrum.
I got it pulled up right now. It's muted though, but
okay. I'm sure someone will let us know. I'm going to the chat here. People are talking about the Outcast and Mercedes. BJ said, I definitely got the show, but I wasn't about to pay 2 full prices back to back. I'll have AEW commercial free for a month. Wink face, BJ. I got you. I got you there. Yeah. What happened with Punk? Yeah. The fight. Apologies if you can hear those sirens. It's real out in these streets near me. Let's see here. Where was Goldberg and Edge tonight? Edge was not showing up. Jesse and me talked about this, and he said it on his show on Tuesdays, which you guys can watch. Definitely before NXT, and definitely watch it over NXT, in my opinion. But Edge can't show up there. His contract's until the end of September anyway, so he ain't going nowhere. Vince would have had a conniption if that even happened. Triple H, all of them.
Well, he also made a video on that too about I don't know how much merit it has, because he did the same thing for the Rumble. Said he wasn't going to show up at the Rumble and then did, but he came out and said, no, I got a contract extension in my DMs right now, basically just waiting on me. There's no hard feelings between WWE. They didn't turn down any offer that I made for him. So I don't know. I don't see him in AEW though.
Dustin says Miro said denied one side of the story. Edge's contract doesn't end until the end of September. Don't hide the fact that he got his ass whooped. Derek says that's what he deserves. Easy E said SRS like Punk fucking up. Give me $5. Terrible E. No, I don't know. Sean, he usually double checks his work. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I trust SRS's stuff more than Meltzer and Alvarez.
100%. 100%. I just think I thought it showed. I don't know. I didn't like the class in reporting this stuff during the event, I guess. Because during the event, like after everything that has happened this last week in pro wrestling, I feel like every wrestling fan just needed this event to kind of, show love to pro wrestling in general.
Jesse, what have I told you? CM Punk's under a microscope. Like if this guy breathes or like has a bad fart, somebody's there to report it. Like how? Where is this? You don't do this for anybody else but him. Like Roman Reigns isn't even followed this much unless he wants this out. I don't know. E also said, what up to you?
What up, E?
BJ said they get 200% more views and responses when AEW's news is negative. There was an actual stats behind the statement too. That was back about 6 months ago. It might be a bit different now, but yeah, I remember BJ sent me that on Reddit and I was like, that's a crazy stat. I'm going to try to put these in order. Incredible match card though that we had lined up for this show. We're going to talk about all of these and just try to go through them pretty quickly. CM Punk and Samoa Joe. I love this match, and I'm trying not to let the bias show in why I love this match, but I really, really did dig this match. Jesse, what did you think of it, man?
Look, man, I was one of those guys that when this match was announced, you already know how I felt. I felt like there was more money to be made in people just wanting to do business with CM Punk. But at the end of the day, I'm so happy that this was the match that was on All In, and I'm so happy that this is the match that opened the card. CM Punk, for all the people that hate CM Punk, has proven time and time again how much he loves professional wrestling. This dude has not missed a step. He is so freaking good. I was saying this in the chat earlier. Dude, he just impresses me every time I see him. This match with Samoa Joe is no different, man. This was a hell of an opener, and this got me excited for the rest of the card. Samoa Joe still looking great. These two have incredible chemistry together. So I loved this match, dude.
Dude, and this was the story. Like I said, with AR Fox, we all thought we were getting in like the indie guy who finally gets to perform in front of 80,000 people. And instead, look at what we got here. You have a match that was finally given like the first 5-star match in North America, according to Dave Meltzer, years and years later. I don't even want to get into that. I don't even agree with some of that stuff that's said, but CM Punk and Samoa Joe ripped down the house again. They're great, bro. I've said this. Samoa Joe, Claudio, and a couple other people, their runs in AEW are better than their WWE runs. You can't even tell me any different.
100%.
I don't want to hear nothing different with this. I love the stuff in this. Yes, Moxley too. The fake out on the walk away with the Hurricanrana, now it was like we know each other so well. Boom. Joe goes for the ole ole, Punk moves. I love that stuff because it's like they're not dumb. Like, you've seen these matches multiple times. You know what they're going to try to do, but then they finally got into why it would happen. Punk gets tossed into the bottom of the table. He's leaking blood. You never saw him do the deed. You never saw anything happen. That's a sign of a good pro wrestler. I was like, that was
perfect,
great.
Dude.
So great. These two are pros in the ring, man. He did the John Cena comeback and then did the other hot dog that I don't like, Hulk Hogan. He does the leg drop. He's getting heat. If you're gonna give him heat, brother. He's just gonna. That doesn't work for me, dude. One time I could have played in Metallica, man. They offered me a spot, but I couldn't take it because I had a show to do. Get out of this dude. Get out of here with his lies. Oh man, this dude has more BS than anybody I know. Punk leaks blood. Joe takes control. Muscle buster. He slips out. Even Joe hit the you. They knew what they were doing with
so
all
good,
of this, bro.
I loved this match so much, man. This was, like I said, it was the perfect opener for the main card. I'm glad that they gave Punk and Joe that stage because I didn't want to see this match in the middle of the card.
6 said even you said it. Punk's loud farts are too loud and aggressive. the spinning toe hold for Terry Funk. CM Punk, as soon as he chopped him and went over, I said, oh yes. Oh yes, I knew what was going to happen. Joe climbs up. Punk goes to the top, hits him with the Pepsi plunge. And I think it was JR who sold it. He was like, when a man of that size gets hit with this move, it is devastating to him. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love the covers for it. It just worked. Punk gets the win. He can't lose at this point. But Jesse, where do you see Punk going forward with everything? Like, what's the next move now?
Well, it looks like we're going to continue this story with Adam Cole and MJF. So I wanted to see him move on to MJF to see who the real world champion was. But I don't know where we go now, man.
Maybe
who wants to work with
Ricky.
him? Who wants to work with this guy? I would like to see him with Ricky Starks again. That would be good.
I think they could do that, though. I don't know. They've been teasing it. Juke, I don't know how you get the chat back on the side. You might have to mess with your settings if you're on a phone or on a desktop. ROH Banger to open up the show. Loved it. Oh, he said he got it. Good. I don't think Joe ever got his WrestleMania moment. He did in that parka when he was on commentary. He was pissed. I was so mad when they got rid of Joe that time after that. He was doing great on commentary. Did somebody say BS? Well, appreciate you, BJ. Appreciate you. Yeah, Joe never got a real WrestleMania moment, in my opinion. Sucks. It's what happens in this crazy world. The second match, I was really surprised by the order of the match card, too, for what they did tonight. We didn't even get into the arena. Shout out to all 44 of you who are watching. If you guys are on the YouTube stream, come on over. Leave us a subscribe on Everything Pro Wrestling. It is appreciated. 50 now. Thank you guys so much for this. Jesse, what did you think of this matchup here with Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Hangman versus Bullet Club Gold and Konosuke Takeshita? This is one of the ones I thought a lot of people were kind of like, you could have did something more with this, but this actually turned out to be pretty good, I thought.
This match was good, but if I had to pick my least favorite match of the night, it would be this one.
It's lower, but it wasn't my least favorite.
All right, we'll get into that later. But one thing that I was really happy about was with all the drama going on with, CM Punk and the Elite or whatever, I was really happy to see Adam Hangman Page and I know that's not a popular name on this channel, but Adam Hangman Page going from being a teacher to wrestling in front of 81,000 it's life-changing, man. It's incredible to think about. Not just him, but there was almost everybody on the card had this moment for them tonight. But I think that his story just really stood out for me. Look, I like Adam Hangman Page. Do I think that he was in the wrong with the whole CM Punk stuff? Yes, absolutely I do. I think that he had a lot to do with it. But I'm one of those fans that I still like the Elite. I love the Elite. I love CM Punk. I want pro wrestling to thrive. And I feel like we could do it by working together and working this childish crap out, you know what I mean? But this match was actually really good. It was a lot of fun, man. It was my least favorite match on the card because I felt like I would have liked to see Kenny Omega in a singles match more than in a trios match, but it is what it is, man. It was still really good. I was happy for Bullet Club Gold. I love Bullet Club Gold right now, man. They're just incredibly entertaining.
Bullet Club Gold is really good. The Guns, unsung heroes of this match, I thought too. Like, just watch their outside antics. Billy Gunn's kids, I don't know what the genetics are or what it is. They look just like him. One got like Billy Gunn's like charisma and talking skills, and the other one got like Billy Gunn's athletic ability. I look at them and I'm like, oh, dude, these dudes are just crazy. And I love the Guns. They worked out really well in this one. I thought Juice looking crazy has been the best thing for him. Juice and his girl, who we'll talk about too, has had like a character change. They are great characters. Like Juice just being the wild man of the Bullet Club Gold. It works. It's so much better for him. His hair is just wild. He looks like the Me One Honeycomb dude. I've heard people say it 1,000 times, and that's just Juice Robinson, the best way to describe him. Jay White came out rocking the gear. I think Rob pointed out that was the same gear he beat Kenny Omega with at one of the Wrestle Kingdoms, so maybe that's why he came out rocking it. And I was just like, oh, interesting. Small little tidbits that they always include in there. I love this match. I thought Kota Ibushi looked better than in the oh my goodness, the Blood and Guts. I almost called it the other name that we're not supposed to say. And yeah, Kenny Omega was on fire, and then Kenosuke rolled him up. Ding, ding, ding. That's it, bro. It's telling a story. I think we're going to get a one-on-one match between them at All Out.
They made the right call by having the Elite lose this. I thought that the ending was good. I'm a big Takeshita fan as well. Deanna, I see your comment in there. Takeshita's amazing, and if it gets me Kenny Omega versus Takeshita, I'm with it as well. So hopefully that's what we're getting at All Out. But yeah, man, I'm a big fan of the Guns, big fan of the Bullet Club Gold. It's working, man. It's working.
Shout out to Sean Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. I know he's watching the show now. He was just messaging me during the main event that he was just starting it, and I was like, I'm not saying a word to you about anything until you watch the whole show. You forget his WrestleMania 35 match against Rey Mysterio. There's a reason it was forgotten, Ace. I promise you. Stadium Stampede was kind of meh, and that's not to disrespect him. It was just on a long card. I don't even remember that match being on that card. Crazy. Let me see here. BJ said, I agree with the Hangman statements. I'm still a hanger. I'm shocked they had Omega take the pin. Yeah, you had to set it up.
Hopefully you're not a peg warmer.
Here comes Derek. We can do away with trios. After this event, I feel bad for Jamie and Pac. I mean, they're injured. You can't change that. John L, what's good? Appreciate you being in here. Rob says Juice Donnie Thornberry Robinson. Juice Robinson sponsored by Honeycomb Cereal. Scrum just started, by the way. Okay. People yelling at BJ. Full gear, Kenny and Takeshita. I think you can do it at All Out. I don't think you even need to wait that long. McKinney in the chat. Yo, I'm here to let the baddest wrestler podcast in the land, EPW, tell me all about All In. I'm about to get off that grill. Now it's time to chill. Let's go. Yeah, I think I'm going to grill next week for All Out. Yeah, Now we gotta talk about the tag match, man. Young Bucks FTR, bro. It was the third one. I had fears, Jesse. I went in having big fears. I'm not going to recap all the moves. I can't. I don't have time for it. Young Bucks come out to their old theme. FTR's wearing the Brody and Bray and Jay Briscoe armbands. Like it was a beautiful thing. They started off at a slow pace. I like the Young Bucks at a slower pace. Like they need to do this more now. They don't need to punish their bodies doing all the crazy moves and doing all that stuff. I thought they worked better at a slower pace.
Yeah. This match, you're not alone in the concerns. I was so worried about this. The right decision was made, by the way. These guys shoot up streamers as they come out, man. These streamers, by the way, stayed there the entire event, just wrapped around that canopy.
I can't wait for Tony to do the year review of whoever's job that is. So yeah, remember All In? I want to show you something real quick on my cameras that are happening. I thought they were gonna pull them down, like when they would show like a video pack. They probably couldn't though. You need a ladder or something to get up there.
Yeah. That's pretty tall canopy right there. You're gonna need to shut down production for a little bit to get them down. Man, look, the match was great. It was everything that we wanted the Young Bucks and FTR to be.
It was Rockers Brainbuster vibes for me.
It was good. It was so good, man. This match really hyped me up for the rest of this card. I thought I was hyped up after the CM Punk match, but when this match started, I was really shocked that it was on so soon. I was like, oh man, I thought this would for sure be towards the end of the card, but yeah, man, this was incredible. These guys all showed out. You could tell that both teams were gassed during this match. I loved it, man. I thought that the Young Bucks did business. Kudos to them, because if they would have won this match, man, I would have no longer been a Bucks fan, and that's a fact.
Yeah, dude, I would have been very PO'd, and I'm even giving them their props. That was a darn good match they delivered. Just like you said, bro, you guys know me. I'm a CM Punk fan through and through. You see the shirt I'm even wearing, but you got to give props to the Elite tonight. They came out and they did business. They did it right every time. And in this one, man, I think it was FTR blocked the Meltzer driver from happening, and it like went into a shatter machine. It was like video game-esque, like how it all just went down. I was like, wait, what? Flip, turn around, caught you, done. FTR retain. It was great. I don't know who had that Fear the Revolver sign in the crowd. I don't know if they got that taken away, but yikes.
Dude, the fans were on one tonight with the signs. If you were looking out in the crowd, I have look, when we went to Rampage in Portland, they were ripping our signs up. The security was. AEW was like, nope, can't have this in here, can't have this in here, can't have this. How in the hell did these signs make it in?
Didn't I say that for Portland, didn't they have some weird rule like the size of the signs? Because I remember seeing some in there and they were like oddly shaped. I was like, what?
Yes. So originally, there is a lot of politics around the Portland area, and the arena that they were at for Rampage was right next to WWE territory in the Moda Center. And there are some certain contingencies in place for WWE to, if there is any wrestling show there, they are only allowed to carry so big of signs, or they're not allowed to have this many signs in, or, the show can only run so long. It's ridiculous. And I didn't know this kind of rule existed or that they could do this, but because the Moda Center owns the arena that is literally sitting on the Moda Center's property that AEW ran in, that's unfortunately what happened with that.
Funny. Just pointing it out there.
Yeah.
But fabulous match. Like I said Punk and Joe might be one of my favorite matches of the night. This is also a contender, I feel like, for match of the night. I really, really enjoyed that one. After that, so I'm like, okay, maybe we're gonna get a cool down match. Nope. They just came out and they were like, let's go. Wild Day! John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Santana and Ortiz, Wheeler Yuta, they're all a team. They're going up against Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, Eddie Kingston, and Penta El Zero Miedo. This was fire. This is exactly what we thought. I can't even repeat everything. I'll tell you this. Kingston and Claudio started it. You know, Kingston rocking the Ewing jersey. He came out there. They're fighting. And, dude, I saw branding irons, steel chairs, skewers, everything that you could imagine in this one. Tough to call. Everything was all over the place. Orange Cassidy's bleeding. Trent's bleeding. Santana looks like a star. Ortiz looks like he's a backup in a music video. I don't know what's going on with all of this. Yuta's a menace. So many good things are happening in this one. If anything stands out to you, Jesse, please feel free.
The entrance of Jon Moxley and the BCC looked incredible, man. What a bunch of badasses coming out in the coats and the glasses. Even my wife, who, if you guys are familiar with my channel, The Pro Wrestling Shoot, I've said it multiple times. My wife is not an AEW fan. She is a straight WWE hardcore to the bone fan. Will not even watch AEW. She watched All In. And because ever since, what was it, a couple days ago when we lost Bray, both of us just incredible Bray fans, man. Like he meant the world to us. So I think that something snapped in her to where it was just like, you know what, I just need to appreciate pro wrestling and stop hating on this. And I was trying to explain to her what a big deal All In was. She sat and watched the show, man. This was the first pay-per-view that she sat through and watched AEW and thought it was a really good show. So, and as soon as she's seen Jon Moxley, she's like, man, what a badass. What a badass. Right? There's a lot of things that stick out in my mind about this match. And I know I don't want to say everything that happened in the match just because it was a pretty brutal match. But, man, if there ever was a Terry Funk Rules style hardcore match, this is it. AEW does not miss with Anarchy in their arena or Stadium Stampede, and this is no exception, man. This match was incredible. I loved this match.
Yeah.
First of all, you're gonna hear me say I loved this match a lot because this is the first pay-per-view that I think every single match on the card hit, and I'm just gonna lay that out there right now because I was not bored through the entire show.
I want y'all to know me and Jesse never agree on like half the stuff. Like I'm arguing one side, Jesse's arguing a different side, or vice versa. If Jesse loves it, I'm like, this is why this sucks, and I'll tell you why. I think we fully agree on this show with what has happened.
This is incredible. This is exactly what pro wrestling needed. And they were booking this to be the greatest wrestling show of all time. I think they very well may have put on the greatest wrestling show of all time.
Ronnie, welcome to the chat. I see you over there on the Twitch side of things, homie. If you also like YouTube, you can feel free. Come on over, subscribe to Everything Pro Wrestling. Same goes for anyone else in the chat. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, this is wild. We'll be here talking all day. Sue showed up with the white van even at one point. Moxley kissed her.
And cookies.
Trent got mad. I said they took goodies out of Sue's car, no pun intended, and they just started walloping people with cookie sheets. It's wild, bro. Go watch this. Pentagon did a whole like dress change, and he came out in all red. Their ladders broke. Go
they
ahead.
Brought that ladder out, and as soon as I seen Penta climbing the skinny rungs of the ladder, I was like, who brought this ladder out on the stage? Why do we not have the double thick rungs of the ladder? Like, whose idea was this? As soon as Penta started swinging back, I looked right at my wife. I was like, that thing's gonna break. Sure enough, broke.
Yeah. You
Crazy.
You got to have the double-sided, like thicker rung ladders. You can't do that to anybody because wrestlers are already heavy. They're muscular. It's just going to break. It doesn't look good either. But I don't know how he did it, but he still was able to get up with, I don't know if they switched ladders or whatever, but he did
They changed the camera so fast on this scene and then brought the ladder back, and all you seen was the ending of the spot. It was well done by AEW. I'm glad they did it that way.
Yeah, good job by them. And they did it where it made sense to where his manager held the ladder for him so that it went through. Really good stuff. Yuta, they did the best friends hug in the ring. I love that. He went for the seatbelt, only got a 2 count on Chuck. Orange Cassidy hits the multiple punches. Now, Orange Cassidy got jacked up in this match pretty bad for the first time in a minute. Reverse duct tape on his hands. And then as soon as he pulled out the stuff and he put his hands in the glass, I had just flashbacks to all those 80s movies with like Jean-Claude Van Damme and the homies. Bloodsport.
That kickboxer,
like,
man. I was like, man, we're going kickboxer. He's gonna be treating this guy like Tom Poe right over here. Get that Superman punch, kid.
Multiple Superman punches. Eddie Kingston actually is the reason why they won, though. He kind of like saved the day for them, and then they got the win. I thought BCC needed this. Another one I got wrong. I got a lot of this wrong, man.
What?
So
that's the one thing that I question about this. Why are we having the BCC lose so much? Look, I know that you said that they're not as credible with taking all these losses, but to me, I don't know. It still sets in. When I see the BCC, I know that they're here for a fight. So it doesn't really matter wins and losses for that faction. For some reason, for me, when I see them, I'm like, somebody's getting messed up. They just have that badass feel.
I just don't want to see them keep getting beat, because then that becomes the thing in your head. Like, you're going to get beat. It's no different than if you see, like when Kip Sabian was on the pre-show, and I'm sorry, Kip, I'm using you in this fashion, but when I see Kip Sabian, I'm like, he's not going to win. If he wins, it's an underdog victory in my mind. Same thing with, don't keep beating BCC like this in all of these. Let's see here. McKinney said, sounds like the AEW locker room stepped up, put on a great show with even with all the injuries. Hey, sounds like most of the crowd was very entertained. Salute to AEW. I will agree with that. I will agree. Orange Punch to Claudio. We get the dub. We're on match 7 already of this card, which tells you lots and lots of goodness that came from this. And for that one, we had the women's 4-way. Like I said, very shocked at how they put this all together. Saraya versus Hikaru Shida versus Toni Storm versus Dr. Britt Baker.
DMD.
You got to say it like that. This match was pretty quick, I thought, but you had some brutal spots in this. That PTO, the hook that Bull Nakano used to do that Paige uses, or I said Paige. Oops. Saraya uses. The Britt Baker did a Saraya, excuse me.
No, it was Saraya. You said it right, man. I'm just trying to mess you up.
Oh, see? Now see, Pro Wrestling Shooting EPW, man. We're going to have a GM Wars or something if we could do this in one of these future games. Jesse's rattling my cage. So she curb stomp from Britt Baker. That looked crazy because there was no way for her to protect her face or neck. And I was like, what are we doing here? They held it all out for this one, though. Saraya came out to We Will Rock You with her family. I think it's because I'm seeing her family in my head when she came out. Tony Khan spent the money. You can give your famous line, man.
Tony Khan's pockets run deep.
Bro, super deep. Toni Storm came out to God Save the Queen. Her gimmick has changed. Hikaru Shida's music is changed. I said this weeks ago. This theme sounds like the X-Men theme from when I was a kid. I don't care what anybody says. You could try to spin it. Ruckus, if you did that, I need to know, brother, because that theme is great. I really have no complaints about this. Britt Baker tried to lock. If I'm Shida, I am mad. This is some WWE, AEW Fight Forever online type stuff where someone's holding you down and you're like, please, I'm about to lose my match here because you're not listening to me. There's a pen happening behind you. She's trying to put on the lockjaw, and is it called the Rampage? She might have changed the name of the move, but she hits the Fisherman DDT. Saraya gets the pin. After spraying Toni Storm in the face, people are wondering, are the Outcasts done? But we have a new women's champion, and it's Saraya. What do you think of this, Jesse?
I seen some tweets go out that were pretty negative, but look, man, this is why I stay off Twitter during the matches, because I want to have my own opinion. And the whole moment with Saraya coming out to Queen, first of all, Tony Khan, the king, like, geez, Saraya coming out with her family was just such a special moment, I felt like. And, you know, the fact that she almost never wrestled again and her coming out and winning this title, the whole spot with Toni Storm holding, Saraya's mom holding, who is it? Britt Baker.
Oh yeah. And then ducked and Storm.
Yeah, and she ducked. That whole spot was just storytelling at its finest. I really love that. I love the finish of this match too. Look, I don't have a problem with Saraya winning. Am I more of a fan of hers than Hikaru Shida or even Toni Storm? I think that either one of those women should have probably won. But this was just an incredible moment, man. And like I said, I was just really emotional during this whole event because of the whole last week that we've had with professional wrestling news, and I think that this moment will live with Saraya forever. So I think it was the right call, man. I liked the finish. I liked the spray in the face at the end. I liked Tony Storm kind of clocking Ruby Soho, and yeah, it could be all over here. Now we're gonna split them up, but I don't think we keep the title on Saraya.
Interesting. And they could be, the Outcast group could be having 2 titles by the end of next week. More on that in a moment.
Yes.
Matt Lopez says, I am upset Sheeta lost, but I think it was a beautiful moment for Saraya, for her and her family.
100%.
The moment for Saraya was epic considering all that she had gone through. Adam Dam says, I didn't really feel Saraya had any right to retain that match personally. Home crowd or not, I'm an Englishman and wanted Sheeta to retain. I hear you there. I thought Sheeta, that's who I predicted to win too, Adam. So I am in full agreement with you. There was so many good storytelling moments today. AEW tells good stories. I tell people this all the time. I know Jesse hates hearing callbacks and all. It's subtleties. They love subtleties and everything, even if it's something in New Japan, if it was something in Ring of Honor. Do they always explain it?
So I think you just nailed it. Like, the way to explain that is definitely callbacks, not long-term storytelling, because that phrase is thrown around so much, but the callbacks is probably a better way to explain it.
And I think, though, so listen, as much as people don't want to hear this, and I'm going to use a WWE example real quick, Triple H and Rock, right? Mm-hmm. They've been beefing since Rocky Maivia and Hunter Hearst Helmsley for the Intercontinental title, but then it was when The Rock and Triple H were the young leaders of 2 new upstart factions. Then they were fighting, and then for the world title they were fighting. Is that storytelling, or is it subtleties just sprinkled in and they were doing it? You tell yourself.
It's subtleties, but
if it works, though, it looks like long-term storytelling.
Right. Well, here's the thing too. I think that it was a long-term feud, but there's only one story to tell at a time, right? Like, so if you're telling one story, you're seeing something week in, week out with this story. But when you're combining all of what has happened in pro wrestling, then it's just the throwbacks, it's recent feuds. Same with CM Punk and Samoa Joe, right? Like, was this a long-term story? No, but it was a feud that has gone back since Ring of Honor. So it's great. It's still good.
McKinney said, Mark Henry said TK got that FU kind of money, and it showed tonight.
Facts.
Hey, if he's willing to spend it, go ahead, baller. I respect that he at least tries to get us the songs and music that we really want to hear. I'm going to put up the original graphic for this match. For those wondering, yes, AR Fox was supposed to be in that. Swerve yelled, cancel that. And he ended up getting himself a new partner in Christian Cage, the greatest TNT champion in history.
Stop.
Listen, don't come on here with your Christian hate. This is a pro-Christian chat tonight.
Out of respect for EPW, I am not going to say anything bad about Christian, but the greatest TNT champion of all time, hold your tongue, sir.
All right. It's probably Cody, but we're giving it up to Christian now because he's gone. So coffin match, Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage versus Sting and Darby Allin. The rules are only one person has to go into the coffin. Thank you for explaining that, AEW. These are good things. I have to say that because one day when it doesn't happen, I'm going to get mad about it. That's just who I am. So Sting came out. First off, Darby and Sting's videos when they have big matches are always cool, and I love this one in London,
Phenomenal.
dude. Loved it. And listen, you're more of the guy who loves like the darker versions, gothic kind of stuff in pro wrestling. You and Derek, that's why I have you guys on here for it. And I'd love to hear you guys talk about it too. Then after we got Sting in like the cool jacket and the top hat and everything, Sting and them come out to Metallica Seek and Destroy. I don't know how Tony pulled this off. After watching a lot of 99 WCW, this was refreshing to hear.
He pulled it off because those pockets run deep. Dude, Metallica Seek and Destroy, are you kidding me? You come from Queen, and then Metallica Seek and Destroy? He does have that FU money. It's facts.
Dude, the bread is real. Toast to Tony Khan's pockets.
I don't have nothing to drink, but trust me, I'm toasting.
It's water, people. It's water. So then after this,
we don't have that Tony Khan money. We gotta drink water.
Just plain water, man. Proud of this water, though.
Yeah.
Dude, Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne got involved. How cool is it for Nick Wayne to be able to get a spot on this show just to do something small? Luchasaurus also chokeslammed him onto a skateboard. I know that sucked. There ain't no give to a skateboard, bro.
Dude, it was one of the more painful spots of this match. First of all, I just got to say, man, this match, once again, I don't know, must have just been an emotional night for me to watch pro wrestling, but this match just got me, man. Seattle was shown heavy in this matchup. To see Swerve, I watched Swerve wrestle multiple times at the Defy crowds in front of like 200 people. To see him in front of 81,000 taking the spots that he did in such a big prime match with Sting, and Christian Cage, Darby Allin too, Nick Wayne, all from the Seattle area. So, dude, this hit the feels, man. This match was so cool to see. I'm so happy for all three of those guys. And every time I see Sting, I can't help but just smile from ear to ear, man. I cannot believe that we've gotten to see some of the stuff that Sting has shown us in 2023, 2022, 2021.
From the guy who's only going to do a couple cinematic matches and hang it up.
Yep. Dude, phenomenal. So good.
I like to think that realtor Steve, who sells houses, walks around in his face paint with his hair looking crazy like that to sell a home sometimes. How you doing? Sorry, I'm late. You guys want the house or not? What's the deal? Scorpion.
Man, by the way, Swerve never lost this match. The dreads were still hanging out. If the baseball bat counts, the dreads count. We're gonna have to run this one back.
Swerve putting his hands out too. Sting just sat on the casket. I know what they were doing with it, but it just looked so brutal. I was like, "Oh, don't sit on that." My fingers hurt when he did it.
It's brutal.
Swerve has effing delivered. Christian's great, by the way. Like, I know Jesse's not the biggest Christian fan, but I'm going to say this. I love Christian Cage. He is so good in the ring. It's the subtleties. I think Christian really has people who hate him by the way he behaves and acts. He's so good at his job. Hey, I'm trying to conduct business here. And I'm like, oh, he's so good. Like, I would hate any boss that said something like that while you're talking.
Now, wait a minute. I gave Christian his flowers tonight in the chat. All right. It was a rare thing that happened. But if you go back and listen, Christian performed amazing tonight. I enjoyed everything that everybody did except for the stupid dinosaur.
I think him with Christian's better than when he was with Jungle Boy. And that's a tough thing to say because I love the two as an act. But Christian has gotten him to slow down. He's much better. Slow down. Stop doing all this stuff. It worked. The choke slam's just as good as if you did it if someone flipped into a knee. Okay, cool.
Dude, those spots that Darby was taking on the casket, good Lord.
Bugging.
Good Lord, man. That casket, I don't care how gimmicked they have something. Dude, that thing did not give that much. And you could see the pain in Darby Allin's face every time he took that spot.
Yeah, Darby's got to chill
painful.
out. Darby's got to chill out. With this, Swerve ends up
taking that down. Just take that down.
Jesse's not feeling it. I loved it, man. Swerve takes the L, but Swerve, even though he's been taking a lot of L's, I still want to see him elevated too. I feel the same way that I feel about BCC with Swerve. Let's get these guys some W's, man. Some way, somehow, Swerve needs to be in the mix. And I think you're going to see him in the AEW World Heavyweight title picture sooner rather than later. And I think we need to pay tribute to Sting now because I think his time's going to end sooner rather than later.
Dude, if this was Sting's last match, I think that all the fans should be okay with it because this was a great performance by everybody involved, except for the stupid dinosaur.
Yeah. Sting held it down. Next up, Chris Jericho, Will Ospreay. Jesse's favorite band plays out Chris Jericho, Fozzy. He was accompanied by Sammy Guevara. That was great. Will Ospreay came.
Hold on. Are you intentionally trying to get me heated on your show?
A little bit.
Listen, the fact that Chris Jericho just to give him
played in front of 81,000 fans in Wembley.
He better be going and kissing Tony Khan's ass right after this show. I'm telling you right now, because now he can put it on his band's resume, his shitty band at that. You can go and put it out on your resume that I played Wembley, the same place that Queen played. And the fact that he did the AOs in the beginning is insulting. He is nowhere near the range of a Freddie Mercury. Get out of here.
please send all your hate mail to what's your Gmail?
I'm not giving my Gmail out, but you can hit me up on Twitter at the Pro Wrestling Shoot or anywhere else. I don't care.
You could talk some rock music with Jesse because he is a big rock fan. But yeah, they came out, they did their thing. Will Ospreay's hitting Sky Twisters. Jericho hit a Hurricanrana. They had callbacks to the Ultimo Dragon. Jericho just, as soon as he hits a Hurricanrana, I think of Jericho in the Cruiserweight division. I don't know why too. It's just weird when I see those things. This was a fun match, man. Sammy tried to help Jericho win and it didn't work. Like I thought when he got hit with the bat, I was like, okay, that's it. It's over. It's over.
Pop up 6 comment real quick. Shout out to Sick right there at the bottom. This is 100% facts. There is no, you put Fozzy on a bill saying that they're playing Wembley, 81,000 is not showing up. I promise you. You're going to have to. No, I know. Trust me. I know rock fans. If it's one thing I know, it's rock fans, and Chris Jericho ain't it, bro.
Harsh.
I'm just saying. I love Chris Jericho as a wrestler, and I thought this match was good. I thought that Will Ospreay, put on a great show for Chris Jericho. I think the right man went over. It solidified Will Ospreay even that much more, even if he didn't need it at all.
Breaking news from the Scrum. It looks like we're getting Pentagon versus OC for the international title on Wednesday. I'm here for it. That. I'm here for it.
It's on Wednesday?
Yeah. Well, we still got a Dynamite and Collision and Rampage before the next show. So.
Please give me a Penta singles run. That's all I'm going to say. Anything Penta, just hook it into my veins. I'm okay with it.
Rob knows, and if you've never seen Lucha Underground, you gotta watch Penta from there, dude. That's where the love started. Mongoose McQueen, he says. Yeah, this is a good match. Jericho did scare me when he hit that Stormbreaker. I don't know if that's what it was supposed to be or if he just fell and they covered, but I was worried for Jericho for a second there, but I'm glad he's okay. Hidden Blade and Stormbreaker get the win for Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is great. This is also going to help build his match. I know everybody's like, why couldn't we get the Kenny Omega match? Because New Japan said we ain't playing that shit. That's just the simplest way I can put it.
We didn't need it again.
We didn't, but
no.
New Japan wasn't giving you that shit because they need it. They're like, no, we're getting that later, and that doesn't need to happen for about 4 to 5 more months. So
I thought that this was a good matchup for both Will Ospreay and Chris Jericho. This, you ain't gonna get me to say nothing negative about any of these. Look, I hate that he says that too, bruv.
That's what that's just different. That's how they talk.
Yeah, but it's constant. It's not like a 1 or 2 thing. It's like every.
That's people who say "bruh" over here. The young kids, bruh.
I know. Yeah, whatever.
We're just old. We're old now. So we did good. I love this. Jericho has lost every match, Jesse. We keep talking about people losing. Does Jericho need to win bad at this point? I know people get into the John Cena should lose. I was one of them too. John Cena should lose this match. They gotta win though at some point. Like you can't keep having these guys lose too.
Who does he face now? That's the question. Like, who are we gonna put him up against Sammy because of what happened?
That's what I think. But the question is Jericho the heel or is Sammy the heel? You have room on either side, I think here. Because I don't feel sorry for Jericho. Jericho's a jerk. He said he left his friends. He was going to join Don Callis, and then you're going to turn on me. And Don's a jerk too. He gets booed out of the building everywhere he goes, and then Ospreay comes to save the day. I was like, he's not getting booed in his home country.
I think that Jericho has to be the heel in this because I think they're trying to push Sammy to be that babyface. So if that is the route that we're going, I say Jericho. And I mean, look, nobody plays a heel greater than Jericho. So he's perfect for the spot.
Agreed. Very well done. Jericho pushed Sammy away after the match. We'll have to see where that's going to lead up to. Maybe we'll get some more on Dynamite this week. We'll be live reviewing that after, so make sure you guys are sticking around for that. Nigel McGuinness comes out and he announces the attendance for the show. Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong. It came out to be 81,035 people for a pro wrestling event.
Yep.
That was a really good number.
So if you go to Wrestle Tickets, it looks like more tickets were sold than that, which is
really,
yeah. So I guess the attendance. So kudos to AEW for keeping the numbers accurate for who went into the building too.
Yeah, because they probably just hit the ticker, but that doesn't mean you sold that many tickets. Remember, people are scalpers and buy tickets, and sometimes they lose out because they do that. It doesn't matter.
That's I think what happened, because the number was 81,250. If I don't know if you looked at that, but there were a few more tickets sold, so it looks like a few scalpers lost out.
Oh well, the money. You know where that money went? In them deep ass pockets of Tony Khan, so he don't care.
He's gonna be paying Lady Gaga to sing somebody out to the ring. Come all out.
There's
Taylor Swizzle.
If you guys want more business lessons with Conrad and Jesse 101, you guys can sign up for our Patreon. We're gonna start eventually. I'll teach you some real business.
Facts, man. I need that Tony Khan money, so please sign up for that Patreon.
Yo, McKinney said I'm gonna start saying bruv. It sounds cool and it throws people off. What? And 35 people showed up just for Fozzy. Yo, terrible. Y'all leave Fozzy alone.
Or maybe those people just didn't show up for the rest of the ticket sales when they heard Fozzy was performing. Just saying.
Waka waka waka. So AEW World Trios match, House of Black versus the Acclaimed. It was not daddy ass tonight. It was badass Billy Gunn. I thought this was a perfect time for this as well, because Billy Gunn faced Terry Funk at WrestleMania at one point. Badass Billy Gunn was always a legend in my mind. Loved when he finally went over to that. House of Black paid tribute to Bray Wyatt with the lantern during the entrance. I loved that. I thought it was really well done. So good. They picked a no holds barred stipulation. Okay. I just hate when I hear that, because I'm like, what does that mean? It's a street fight. Anything goes again.
What is the difference between a lights out, no holds barred, hardcore, Terry Funk hardcore rules?
Well, lights out
no rules
to count towards your record. That's the one I'm like, okay. I get it. Okay. That won't count towards your record. So if you lose, it's not held against you.
So what's the difference between the other ones, though? There's just no rules involved, right?
Yeah, it's just a gimmick name.
Okay.
So they get into this. Julia got hit with the scissor. I don't know why they did this to her, but whatever. They went in. House of Black just kept trying to do divide and conquer. Brody King is absolutely insane. I don't know if you heard how hard he hit that rail when Billy Gunn moved out of the way, but it was sickening. He came up, his head was bleeding, and I thought Brody King looked so cool. I know this is going to sound terrible to say, with the splatter of blood coming down his face, and the House of Black were all white tonight. Yep. And it just looked cool on the face paint and everything else. I was like, that's dope. And they went for Dante's Inferno. It got reversed. They hit a mic drop combo on Brody, and I thought it was beautiful. After the match, I was not expecting the House of Black to snatch the titles, but they handed them over to Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed, and they did the right thing. I hope they have plans for House of Black moving forward with this.
This is the only finish of the night that I wish would have been reversed, but I'm biased. I'm going to go out and say it right now. I'm biased, man. The House of Black, those are my dudes. Shout out to them for the tribute to Bray. Just what a good match. What a good time. Badass Billy Gunn looked a lot like Daddy Ass to me, just with badass wrote on his chest, but whatever. I'll allow it. We got the big scissor at the end, man. It sent everybody home happy, except for House of Black fans. The match was good, man. It was really good. I don't know what we do with the House of Black moving forward. I don't like this trio division. I think that it takes away from the tag team division. I don't feel like there's enough trios to go around for this division to push any further. Maybe you put all three of the House of Black in some singles runs. I don't know.
We disagreed on the trios division at first, but the more it set in, I think the more I lean towards you that the trios division has hurt the tag division because there's less tag teams in the mix versus the trios division is hogging some of the tag teams and mixing them with like a singles wrestler or something else. Yeah. It can work. It's just tough, but maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they do with this. But the Acclaimed have gold once again. And
they got silver.
They should change them back to the originals, right? That was just like the House of Black, I hope.
Yeah.
Then it was main event time here. We had MJF and Adam Cole, baby. They come out to do this match, and it was weird. I like the gold lights that they put on for the championship introduction for this. It made it feel big time. It made it feel important. They put on their tag team shirts, and this was a match of just, wow, you took your shirt off? Eye poke. I'm going to do something heelish then. And then it was babyface stuff. MJF's hitting tope suicidas to the floor. There was a spot with the tombstone on the table. MJF didn't do it. Adam Cole doesn't hesitate a second and tombstones him on the table. I guess it just depends on how people were feeling with this one. Cole hits a destroyer on MJF. MJF responds with a super kick. They both go down. First finish of the night, into the ropes. They both call for double clothesline because that's their tag finisher. Boom, they collide. Both arms on top of each other. 1, 2, 3. It actually ended in a draw the first time, which I was like, really? But they timed that so perfectly. It looked beautiful.
What a match. First of all, MJF comes out,
the devil.
What a star, dude. MJF, they told so much story in this.
20s.
In his 20s. This may be the biggest wrestling star in the future. Like, maybe not right now because, obviously Roman Reigns and, a couple other people. But, dude, so good. This guy can do it all. This was a very entertaining match. It was funny, back and forth. It showed a lot of character in each person. MJF, it made you feel sympathy for the devil tonight in a lot of the spots that happened because, like you said, Adam Cole didn't hesitate in a lot of these things. And by the way, that tombstone on that table is not a WWE announced table whatsoever. That is a no give whatsoever. So I think it hurt Adam Cole more just on his knees. He kind of sold it afterwards too. What a match, dude. This is everything I love about pro wrestling, man. This match was very good. It wasn't the main event that I thought should main event All Out. I've said it multiple times, and I'm not afraid to admit that I was wrong because this was a main event match for All In. Yeah, I know. CM Punk.
I know. I won't be able to use this anymore after this, so I gotta
you just throwing that cryptic picture up.
And that was actually Sean, by the way. Sean control. Thank you, Sean, for running the control room for
us. Throw him under.
Beep beep. You hear that? That's the bus backing up on you.
Yep.
After that, Cole says he wants 5 more minutes. MJF says no. He gets on the mic. We're going to go until we have a winner because we're in effing Wembley. But he didn't say effing. He dropped the F-bomb. I love that for him. I thought that makes it feel real. Sponsors, If you're listening, wrestling fans like that. It works. Keep doing it.
YouTube also, we like to cuss sometimes too. So don't hurt the monetization.
So they do that. Then we get the Eddie Guerrero spots. Love it when they throw the chair back and forth with each other. The ref got knocked down, and then Cole throws it at him, and he lays down. MJF's like, forget it. I'm going to wrap it around my head, and he lays down. And the ref
poetry
gets
in motion.
Yeah, it turns into a bunch of BS. Heat Seeker only gets a 2 count from MJF. Cole hits a straight jacket German onto the apron, hardest part of the ring. Adam Cole hits the Panama Sunrise onto the floor, puts him in, he kicks out. MJF pulls Bryce into a Panama Sunrise. We see why Bryce isn't taking the moves. Bryce goes over like a ton of bricks, but I respect him for taking it. Down is Bryce. MJF pulls out the Dynamite Diamond Ring, and I'm like, okay, he's going to finally show his true colors here. He puts it away. I just couldn't believe he did it. Roderick Strong comes out. He's the most annoying, if you ever had an ex-girlfriend in high school and all that who just wants to start stuff, I almost said a bad word, start stuff every period with you. What is this, dude? What are you doing right now? And he's just like, yeah, I'm your best friend. What are you doing with him? He can't hurt you. I love you. What are you doing? Cole just gets sick of it. He hits the Panama Sunrise, lowers the boom. Ref gives the slow Earl Hebner 2 count. MJF kicks out. Roderick throws him the belt. He tells him to do it. He won't do it. MJF rolls him up, and that cost him the match. Adam Cole loses, and MJF gets the win. Afterwards, they have a little conversation. He's like, you're good, man. MJF's giving him the speech. I'm like, oh, this is the last dude I want to hear from giving me a good speech. He's like, we got the tag belts. So we got the ROH tag belts. And Cole throws it, and then he's like, you were my friend, you piece of shit. He starts going in on him and starts yelling at him. And then he tells him, well, just hit me with the belt. Then if that's all you cared about, then just do it. He turns his back on him.
Grabs the belt and says, is this all it was about? Here, effing take it.
Yep. Classic.
So good.
Cole looks like he's going to hit him. He doesn't do it. Roddy's so disappointed. He hurts his neck. He's like, oh. And they walk out of Wembley. They get their big confetti moment. They hug, embrace, confetti's falling. And the Kingdom are shown in the aisle. The Kingdom is like one of the last shots you see on this show in the aisleway with Roderick Strong consoling him. Crazy how this works out, man. This is like the ending in a video game. You get the confetti. It's like, yeah, they had their big moment here as they go up the aisleway. And then they announce All In is going to return 2024, Saturday, August 25th. I'm going to pull up the calendar, but Jesse, give your thoughts about the next Wembley show and such. And I'm just going to see if that's more than a week away from. Oh boy. That's
then
still
All Out again.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. What are you doing, Tony?
Look, I'm happy for AEW, and if you can run this again, I think this is going to show the true test to how powerful AEW's fan base really is. Because if you can run back-to-back years, just like a WWE does with WrestleMania, and run 81,000 people in Wembley again, I think it solidifies AEW as big-time players in this game. So I'm happy for him, man. This was incredible. I've never thought that I would see a show with the production level of a WWE in mainstream wrestling. Never. And this was better than WrestleMania to me. This was probably one of the better shows that I've seen, and I couldn't even tell you how long. This was better than WrestleMania this year. It felt bigger. The matches felt like they had more stakes. Other than the Cody and Roman match, obviously, but the stakes were pretty high in every single match.
Splitting the card into two nights, sometimes you kind of lose the stakes maybe on one night or something feels more. But I will say, I do like WrestleMania being split into two nights. Look at that. You double the revenue from a business side. You double your attendance. It's just very smart. You get people to stay there another day. It's another reason for the city to bid on you more. Like from a money standpoint, WWE is very smart in what they do. Yes. From like a corporate, how it's structured. I love it. But AEW showed today that you can have a 4-hour show, and if it's well paced and put together well, it's gonna work.
This was perfect, dude. This may have been the greatest wrestling event of all time. I was very happy with All In.
Wow. Matt Lopez, Omega Kanosuke at All Out official with Moxley challenging for the international championship, I guess, from the winner of the Dynamite match.
Cool. I'm with it.
Great main event. Tokyo says All In over WrestleMania. Woo, Tokyo the Menace coming in strong. TK spending money on this show. Jesse, give him the line, man.
Those pockets run deep.
Pro Wrestling Shoot every Tuesday. You'll hear them talk about it. Hopefully by All In 2025, by 2024, it better be on Max streaming. I'm not playing this stuff, spending all this bread. We're going to see how the streams are next week. We'll see how the sales do. Grade. We got an A++ from somebody. All In 8 out of 10. EPW 10 out of 10. Pro Wrestling Shoot 10 out of 10. Hey,
thank you, sir.
Matt. I'm leaning towards an A. I feel like I should say A+. This is like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa's first match. Like I want to say A+.
Bro, if you don't give this show an A+, you're fronting. I'm just saying this was amazing. What you could bring this grade down? Well, don't be one of those fans. Don't be one of those fans, Conrad.
No, you could nitpick anything to death if you wanted to, but this is probably a classic show. Like A+ to me is save for classics, like Survivor Series 02, A+. You're
going to go back if AEW survives the test of time, right? Like a WWE. You're going to go back and look at this moment in professional wrestling, in AEW's career, right? In AEW's legacy. You're going to go back and look at All In. Not the first All In. The first All In is what started AEW. That's great. But you're going to go back to London All In. And you're going to say, this is the moment that the gears shifted. This is the moment that they proved you could sell out a stadium and not be WWE.
Also, I want Tony Khan, don't get married to Wembley either for these shows. You don't have to just stay to Wembley. You could bring them Dynamite. You could bring them a bunch of other stuff too. I'm not saying that, and I'm not disrespecting the UK crowd. What I'm saying is broaden your horizons. So there's a lot of things you could be doing all the time. That market loved it. McKinney said it right here. By the way, Juke said if the show had Sho Funaki, it would have been 10 out of 10. Not going to lie, 81K in the UK is phenomenal, but we know that they are kind of starved for American wrestling, so I'll be more surprised if AEW does 81K in an American stadium. That's what it will really tell us.
That I love that comment. Now that's thinking from a business standpoint. So you can go and do this all in. Look, I'll be shocked if they can sell 81,000 tickets a second time when it comes to Wembley. That's what I mean. I think a lot of fans came in together and they were like, let's make this show big, right? So they all went out, they all bought the tickets. There was a lot of people traveling from the United States over to London. You know, it wasn't just the London crowd over there. There's a lot of people traveling for this event. I want to see him do it a second time. And once they do it a second time, I think McKinney's right. Bring it to the States. Let's see, because you will have those UK guys. Now you're giving them a choice. Do you want to travel for WrestleMania, or do you want to make that once in a lifetime trip over here for AEW? You're giving them a choice. Like, what stadium show would you prefer to see?
Yeah, Dustin says it was an A, not an A+.
Dustin also says that Christian is better than Edge.
I will agree. Agree. Come on, Kyra,
Respect,
give it what
Dustin.
it absolutely deserves. No, I love it. He was the one talking nasty up here. He said this show was sexy AF, triple X.
Let's throw on the triple X's over here, trying to get some demonetization going on.
All in 2025 in Japan, maybe. WrestleMania Night 2, B+. WrestleMania Night 1 was a B. Ooh. I thought it was better than that. One of the nights. I can't remember what I said for them now. That's in the archives, though, if you guys want to go back and listen to that. Matt Lopez says show of the year contender. They have a couple bangers right now. I know what's not winning show of the year. It'll probably be Double or Nothing, but this show, Revolution, you can put up a lot of them. Actually, it's probably between this one and Forbidden Door for me right now for my favorite shows of the year.
It's definitely all in for me, man. This was the best show that I've seen all year.
So well paced, bro. That, like I said, I never lost interest in this show. I ran to the bathroom because I was like, I saw this video last night, right? Cool. And then as soon as you know what that sound was. And as soon as I'm like washing my hands and I'm coming back down, I'm like, yo, whose music is that? And it was the Bucks' different music. Like I was trying to like run in between breaks to do stuff because I didn't want to miss a second. They held it down and they did their thing. Don't forget, next week we're going to have All Out. It's going to be Sunday, September 3rd. I don't know what's on the menu yet. Hopefully we're grilling that day or the day after. That's our plans over here.
Steak, egg, and cheese bagels.
You hear that, Derek? Because you forfeited today. You forfeited the match.
Fun fact. We over here in Washington State, I've never had a steak, egg, and cheese bagel from McDonald's. Look, I eat steak for breakfast, but not all the time. Obviously, I don't got Tony Khan money. My pockets don't run deep. I'm just not that deep anyway.
I don't like steak.
But we finally got the steak, egg, and cheese bagels over here, and there's a big sign that says "Straight from the East Coast."
Right, look at it. It's
crazy.
The homie M. Leezy saying, "Show of the year contender." I'm about to watch ASAP. Conrad, you can skip the foul language, but you have to read my comment about WBD bad AEW streaming. Where was it? I swear, people have been saying things lately, and it's not showing up in here.
I didn't see that comment pop up either.
Yeah, I read everything that you have put up in here, brother. All Out is next Sunday. We know Powerhouse Hobbs and Miro. We also know Ruby Soho is challenging Chris Statlander. Sounds like Moxley's going to challenge for whomever the international champion is. Konosuke Takeshita, Kenny Omega, Luchasaurus, Darby Allin. We've got ourselves a show here, too, for All Out. They got a show out, too. Make them know why they should have put you on this card, because you're going to want to be on this one next year. It's probably a big payday for it. AEW has to be streaming on Max by January. It should have been done sooner than this. I'm under the belief that they told Tony it would be ready by this show, and then they couldn't do it. And then they were like, yeah, we'll just get the $50, you know, because they own the streaming apps that it's going to go to. So we'll see. Yo, Pro Wrestler Shoe, get you a steak, egg, and cheese bagel ASAP.
I'm gonna go try them. I'm not a hater.
Jesse, I'm gonna let you Jesse, plug your show real quick, brother, so people know where they can find you on Tuesdays, even though we mentioned it in the beginning one more time.
Yeah, you can find us at the Pro Wrestling Shoot everywhere. So you can check us out on Twitter, TikTok, well, X, I guess now, Facebook, Instagram. If you like wrestling video games, man, go and check out my channel. I got some pretty awesome videos that I'm working my ass off to pump out. So go and support that. And yeah, I would appreciate a subscribe, man. Thank you so much, Conrad, for having me on.
No, dude, thank you. You bailed me out. You bailed Derek out. So much appreciated. We owe you a favor. As usual, we usually help each other out, though, when someone needs it. Very grateful for that. Guys, we're going to be back next week for All Out. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Audio listeners, thank you. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys so much. Sounds like me and Jesse are giving this show an A+. Very well done. Looking forward to All In again next year, that we know we're getting another show. So we're up to 6 pay-per-views right now for the world of AEW. We'll see where it leads us. I'm going to go check out this media scrum and end this night. Clash of the Podcast is still happening tomorrow. 1-year anniversary. Make sure you guys are in there showing us love. For myself and my tag team partner tonight, Jesse Carter, we are out. Thank you guys for checking out this All In review. 1.
Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson, yes, by the fans, for the fans, not many in this can understand, this the podcast to show you who I am, Conrad Cushman, the legend in the plans, please listen every day to the showcase, the opinions and knowledge that anyone can take, showing you how it is done, proving I am number one, what a legend becomes. This is now my time to show you that I am here. This podcast just to make it loud and clear. By the fans, for the fans, not many who's here can understand everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinion and the lesson, yes. Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson, yes.